Hello everyone, I'm the Saxy Gamer, and today we're here for yet another Civilization 6 Leader Spotlight, where today we'll be taking a look at one of the new leaders in the New Frontier Pass, and that is Basil II of Byzantium. This is probably one of the strongest leaders in the game, so let's go ahead and take a look at what kind of cards they got up their sleeve. And speaking of cards, how about something to hold all of your cards with today's video sponsor, Extra Wallets. They sent me over two of their most popular wallets, the Parliament and the Senate, and I've been using them, I guess you could say, like as my daily driver wallets, if you will, for about the past week, and man, I must say I'm really impressed with the qualities of these things. So starting off with the Parliament is a folding wallet. It's got a leather exterior, leather interior, and the card holder kind of in the middle. It's got a few extra pockets than the Senate does, so that's also something to consider. It's great for, I used it to like hold my driver's license and stuff like that, but if you're into like the old school leather vibe, this is definitely a wallet for you. It comes in a number of colors, and if that's the vibe that you go for, I highly suggest you check this one out. The Senate is a little bit more modern, in my opinion, and definitely a little bit more minimalist. It's got a leather exterior around it, and in my opinion, I think it looks really cool in black. It feels really good in the hand. It looks really good, and the nice thing about both of these wallets is that if you press the button on the side, that will fold out all of your cards really nicely, so you don't have to fiddle around trying to dig them out of your wallet at the checkout counter or anything like that. Just press the button, boom, there they are. Pull out the one you need, slide it back in, and you're done. They also are RFID blocking, so if that's something you're concerned about with the security of your cards, there's definitely nothing to worry about here because these guys have got you covered. They've also got these cool tracking cards that are solar powered that you can slide into either one of the pockets in the wallet or in the little band in the front, and with these cards you can track your wallet from anywhere in the world using your phone, using GPS, or if you've lost it somewhere in your house, like maybe it falls behind your bed or something like that, you can press a button in the app, it'll ping the card, make a sound, and it makes it really easy to find, so it's almost impossible to lose your wallet with a nice smart wallet like this.
That's mine.
You can find my affiliate link in the description below, and if you use that link, you'll get 25% off at checkout, so it's a great way to pick up some really quality stuff for cheaper, while also supporting the channel, so I highly encourage you to do so. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on with the video and start talking about the abilities of Basil and the Byzantines in the New Frontier Pass. So I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the first ability of Basil because it's just like, I don't know, it's like Porphyrogenitos or something? I don't know, something like that. But it is a really incredible ability, though. It makes it so that your heavy and light cavalry units do full damage against cities that are following the same religion as Byzantium, so that means full damage against walls, as if you had a battering ram, and you also gain the Tagma unique unit when the Divine Right Civic is discovered. This ability is insanely broken. So for those of you who don't remember, I mentioned this in my first impressions video as well, but originally in Civ, you would be able to use battering rams against walls with cavalry units, but they decided that that was too strong, so they removed that from the game. You know, now obviously you can't use a horseman with a battering ram or anything like that, but whenever you're playing Basil, you can if you just, well, you don't even need the battering ram. All you have to do is convert the city to your religion, and you're going to absolutely melt the walls. This is insanely strong and something that I highly encourage you to make use of if you're playing Basil. Basil's second ability is known as Taxis, and it makes it so that his units will receive +3 combat strength or religious strength for each holy city that is converted to Byzantium's religion, and that includes your own holy city as well, which is really good. In addition, anytime you kill an enemy unit, you will spread your religion to nearby cities, kind of like whenever you kill an apostle, how it releases, you know, like the pressure bomb around to the nearby cities. That happens every time you kill any military unit as well when you're playing Byzantium. You also do get +1 Great Profit point from cities with a Holy Site district. Once again, really insane for getting you a religion. It pretty much guarantees that you're going to get a religion just because for every Holy Site you build, you're effectively going to have, you know, double Great Profit points in the early game, which means you're going to be able to get to a Great Profit, chances are, before anyone else. I'm not going to spend too long talking about why this Civ is so OP because I'm just going to, you know, be going in circles about how insane they are, but hey, let's take a look at their abilities and just see how insanely strong it is. So with Taxis, you pretty much gain permanent +3 combat strength whenever you found a religion, as long as you don't lose control of your holy city, which in most cases you aren't going to. If you take Crusade as well, that's going to give you an extra 10 combat strength against enemy cities that are following your religion, so you're already at +13 combat strength. Every time you kill a unit, you're going to spread your religion, which is going to make Crusade active on more cities. And then if that happens to convert an enemy holy city as well, you're going to get 3 more combat strength. So just early on in the game, with Crusade and Taxis, you can easily get an additional 13, you know, even 16 combat strength on literally all of your units that are in enemy territory. I don't even need to explain why that's so broken. The other fact that you're able to, whenever you're converting these cities to your religion, your heavy cavalry and light cavalry will do full damage to city walls while also getting plus 13 combat strength. It's just ridiculously strong. So I'm not going to dwell on that too much more, but just know that's generally the strategy with Byzantium. Go rush a religion early. You're pretty much guaranteed one because of taxes. Convert like one city of your nearest neighbor to your religion. Kill some units in the territory of that city. You'll probably convert a good number of their other cities. Bring a missionary along if you have to. And then you can just steamroll them because you're going to be getting an insane amount of extra combat strength. You're going to be able to melt their walls with cavalry units. And then you pretty much just win the game. Once you start that snowball, it just keeps rolling and rolling when you're playing Byzantium. So that's the strategy. Abuse it as much as you can. Both of these abilities are insanely strong. Let's go ahead and talk about the two unique units that Byzantium has. So they have the Dromon first, which is a replacement for the Quadrime. I'm not going to dwell on this one too long because honestly, this is like, it's not a bad unique unit, but in comparison, the rest of Byzantium's kit, it's comparatively bad and I feel like you just overshadow it all the time. So it's got these standard Quadrime stats, so 20 melee strength, 25 range strength, 3 movement. It does have 1 extra range though, so it has 2 range, and it also gets 10 bonus combat strength against units. So in terms of fighting enemy units, this is actually a really good unit, so if you're spawning navally or coastally, then you should make use of this, but I find in most games, like, you can either use this or not. It's not going to make too big of a difference. The extra 1 range on a naval unit is very powerful early on because it allows you to really easily siege cities from the coast or anything like that, but once again, it's a fine unique unit, but in comparison to the rest of the kit, I just don't find myself using it very much. Their second unique unit is known as the Tagma. It's a replacement for the Knight, but it unlocks with Divine Right, so, wow, that rhyming accidentally, but so technically that's like kind of a little bit earlier. It has the standard Knight stats, so it gets 48 melee strength, 4 movement, same production and maintenance cost. But the other really nice thing that you get with the Tagma is that you get plus 4 combat strength to adjacent military and religious units. So you can use this to buff up all adjacent military units. You can use this to buff up other Tagmas themselves. If you move them in a clump, it's going to be, so this, I don't believe that this stacks with other Tagmas. So like you can't get plus 8 if you have 2 Tagma. But either way, you can stack this around, make it really, really strong. You buff up pretty much your whole army. You just go in and you steamroll somebody. If anybody has an apostle, you just put an apostle, or you put a Tagma next to your apostle, you fight him, you have more combat strength, you win. Simple as that. Tagma, very, very strong unique unit, and I highly recommend that you make use of this one in any game that you're playing as Byzantium. Moving on to their unique district, we have the Hippodrome, and this is a replacement for the entertainment complex, so you get plus 3 amenities with the Hippodrome just by placing it down. So normally an entertainment complex would only give you plus 1, so you get 2 more, which is very nice. Also is half the production cost of an entertainment complex, which makes it a lot easier to build. The special ability with the Hippodrome is that it will reward you a free and also resource-free heavy cavalry unit upon building the district itself and any buildings in that district. So when you place it down, say that if you have your Tagma unlocked, you'll get a free Tagma. You build an arena, you'll get another free Tagma, assuming that you haven't, researched any other heavy cavalry units. You do have to pay maintenance cost on these, but not resource cost, which is still very advantageous because that means you can get oil-free tanks and things like that once you are into the modern era if you place these down. This as well, I think, is a pretty strong district. I mean, it's not ideal just because it's not like a yield-producing district like a campus or something, but still, amenities are very important for domination games, and getting plus 3 from a single district, really nice. The fact that it also boosts your military strength every time you build either it or a building, also very nice. We always love free stuff, so overall, I would recommend that you build quite a few of these when you're playing. You don't need one in quite every city, but you're going to get some free military units, so you might as well build them where you can. Now let's go ahead and talk about the strengths and weaknesses of Basil II and the Byzantines in the New Frontier Pass. So this one's going to be a little bit imbalanced. There's definitely a lot more strengths than they are weaknesses. So as far as their strengths are concerned, the one that's really big is that they just have really strong religion and domination synergy. So religion and domination is something that goes together very well already just because of the fact that Crusade exists. So being able to leverage that even a little bit more by spreading your religion more as you kill units is really good. Increasing your combat strength even further as you convert cities, really good. And also having ways to just boost the combat or the religious strength of your units is really nice because that means for religious victory, even if you're not playing total domination, as you go and you convert more and more civs, it's going to be easier and easier to convert future civs because your apostles and missionaries are going to be a lot stronger in terms of religious strength. So they just have really good synergy. You can play either victory type very well, and you have a toolkit for both that, synergizes nicely. The other really big strength about them is that they are almost guaranteed a religion, so as long as you go for like first holy site and just place one down, you're pretty much guaranteed a religion just because you're getting double great profit points on all of your holy site districts. So that means in the early game when most people are only going to be making like 1, maybe 2 great profit points per turn, being able to get 2 right off the bat is going to put you ahead pretty much right from the get-go, and it's going to make it so that you're pretty much guaranteed a religion, which is really nice whenever you really, really want a religion because you have strong religion and domination synergy. As far as weaknesses are concerned, there's honestly practically none. The only one that I can really think of is that you need to wait for your religion until you're able to fight. So before you get a religion, you really don't have many bonuses towards like anything. So you need to wait at least until you get your religion before you're able to fight. So you can't go like super early war. But aside from that, that's really the only weakness. That's a very minor one. I guess the only other issue that you can run into is just if you get a bad spawn and you have like a lot of mountains you have to go through to fight somebody, or maybe nobody spawns near you. That's the only other weakness, but that's shared amongst literally every other domination civ in the game. And now it is that time to give Byzantium their tier rating. So if you're new to the series, all that you need to know here is that these are on the standard tier rating scale of S to F. So it goes S, A, B, C, D, F, with S being the highest, F being the worst. So domination's up first, and this one is so easy it's not even funny. They definitely deserve an S. As I mentioned before, I'm not going to talk about it too much now, but being able to get so much extra combat strength from converting cities plus Crusade, and then, that just feeds into itself and snowballs. Easily one of the strongest things in the game, and you also have a source of extra amenities to deal with war weariness, and you can get some free heavy cav units from it, and your cavalry units will melt walls whenever cities are following your religion, so many things going here for domination victory. Easily, probably, they are in competition with Simón Bolívar for probably the best domination civ in the game, so easy S tier here. As far as science is concerned, I know this is going to be a controversial one because people always complain every time I do it, but but I think they deserve a B just because any civ that plays domination is going to be good at science just naturally because of the fact that you can build so many campuses whenever you have a lot of cities. And when you're playing domination victory, you want to just be building a lot of campuses, so you're going to be prioritizing it. So it's not uncommon as a domination civ to pivot for a science victory if you end up at a stalemate war or something like that. So just because you're able to do so well at domination, that makes them a little bit better at science as well, and thus I think they deserve the B. Culture is up next, and I think that they deserve a C. You could kind of argue, along the same vein of science, that more land is better for culture, but the issue with this is that when you play domination, people don't like you, they're not going to want to trade with you, they're not going to want open borders, so those are avenues by increasing your tourism, so that kind of, balances out the extra gain that you would get from playing ultra wide or anything like that. So aside from that, they really don't have any culture bonuses, and thus deserve the C. Religion is up next, and I definitely think that they deserve, once again, an S. They are easily one of the best religious civs in the game, pretty much guaranteed a religion, which is really nice, and then they're able to get a lot of extra combat strength on their religious units, which means in a lot of religious combat scenarios, you're going to win, which makes it really easy to just cancel out enemy religions, keep promoting yours. And once you start the snowball, as I mentioned, so this is a unique civ, and kind of like the fact that it kind of works like domination victory, where once you start the snowball of religion, it makes your religious units even stronger and even easier to convert and, beat out other people in religious battles. So for those reasons, definitely an S tier religious civ, easily one of the best in the game, and kind of actually like a comparatively fun one in my opinion compared to a lot of the other religious civs. Diplomatic victory is last, and I think that they deserve a C, so this one you could argue maybe is even a D just because any very aggressive civ is going to be bad at a diplomatic game, but when you're playing this civ, you don't necessarily have to go the domination route. You can play the religious route, at which point you're just going to be okay at diplomatic victory, so since there's that and no other bonuses, I think they deserve the C. Pretty self-explanatory here. And for their overall ranking, I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to anyone, but I think they deserve an S. This is borderline even S+ as well. Easily probably one of the top 3 civs in the game. Their synergy is just so strong, and it's unreal how good it is. So if you're looking for a really good civ to play, and they are fun as well. That's one thing I haven't mentioned, especially, like in my first impressions and everything. As much as I, rag on this civ for being totally broken, they are really fun to play as well. So, it's a really good civ, really fun to play. So I would highly encourage you that you check this one out if you are an owner of the New Frontier Pass, because they are really, really strong. So thank you everyone for watching. I have been the Saxy Gamer. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you're looking for some more Civilization 6 content, feel free to subscribe. Also remember, from the beginning, check out the affiliate link for extra wallets in the description below. But thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye.